NERDSoul.
Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, another wonderful episode of. That's right. We ain't gonna tell you no lies, man. It's Nerd Soul Gaming, and I'm not by myself. I'm right here with the number one hitman. That's right. Open mind. Say what's up.
What's up, NERDSoul family? Shout out to the people. Long time no hear from. I miss y'all. It's been a minute, but I'm glad I'm back now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we got a little news. We got a little something something. The folks at Riot Games was like, you know what? We did tell them we was gonna give them another video. All right, we told them that we gotta keep our word. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? We gotta give the people what they want. So they dropped a dev gameplay basics and the tag systems. And my dude, it's looking good.
I,
It's
I
looking
fox
good.
with it. I fox with it.
Yo,
I fox with that. Yes.
looking pretty good, man. Looking pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you no lies. I'm like, yo, look. Riot Games, they doing it up. I am very impressed. But of course, myself, I'm just an enthusiast. I like playing video games. I like playing fighting games. But for the FGC, I would like to go to someone who is well versed, a high level player, and not only Street Fighter 4 and 5, but also in DNF Duel, Guilty Gear. I would like to get it from your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Someone who has already, cemented themselves as the number one hitman. I would like to know how you're feeling with all this new footage that we got.
Okay, first off, let me say that I shouldn't be this hyped for a game that ain't coming out for a while.
Yeah.
This game is not coming out for a long time, and I'm sitting up here watching that clip, hype like, yo, because I didn't know. You said it to me, man. Listen, from what I see right now, I'm glad that it's not done because I was gonna critique some things as far as like visually, but
Hmm.
then dude said it's 30% done, at least that character, and the game is itself is like 50, 60% done. So I'm just like, you know what?
Word, word.
I'm gonna let them go with what I see visually. Nothing to do with the like the combo attacks, just the visual like art style and the graphics themselves. I was gonna critique that,
Hmm.
but then again, they're not done. So we have to wait till the finished product before we critique. So but that's my only critique. And it's a critique that I'm not gonna give them because it's obviously they're not done. But outside of that, the tag battle system on this game is so delicious, right? It's a
Yeah.
delicious tag battle system. It's the type of tag battle. It reminds me a game that everybody hated that I love, right? This is a game that I loved and adored and wish never died, but it died a death, a FGC death that people just enjoyed giving in a Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I love Street Fighter Cross Tekken's tag
Ah.
system, right? The reason I liked it is because it was 2-on-2 tag, and I liked the way you could tag. You could really come up with some very unique custom combos. Like there's a as long as you hit confirm on your tag, or if you do your combo right and hit the tag button, if everything hit confirms, you can have some tag in tag out combos where you still going with the combo and the hits are still confirming and before you finally drop it. Because there's gravity on Street Fighter Cross Tekken, meaning at some point you're gonna fall no matter how much you think you can juggle them. The character has gravity and they're just gonna fall and you're gonna reset.
Yeah.
So but as long as you do it, as long as you know when the character is about to fall, you can get those juggle in, juggle out, tag in, tag out combos. And from what I see in Project L, it looks like it has that feel to it, just looking at it. Of course, we haven't felt it. And it looked like it's gonna be some crazy. It's gonna be one of them games like I still play Marvel Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 till this day, right? Now
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
not Infinite, the one before Infinite, right? The
Yeah.
one where it looks like Infinite, but it's still 3D. But you know what I'm saying? Ultimate, I still play that right now actually was playing it before you hit me up and said let's start the show. Because and the reason I still play it is because that game you're never gonna really master it because there's always a team synergy that you haven't tried yet. It's 3-on-3
True.
with Marvel vs. Capcom. It's also 3-on-3 with Dragon Ball Z. That's another game that Dragon Ball Fighter Z is never gonna die because it's 3-on-3 tag and there's infinite combinations of teams that you can have. Right? You have the main team that you play with, whatever that looks like for you, but there's always a team of uh, three characters that you don't know the matchup to. No matter what your rank is in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, there's always a three-man team that you're not used to fighting, right? You got your teams that you're used to fighting, but then there's that quirky little team where it's like they got Goku, Majin Buu, Kid Buu, and some weird like another character that's just weird. That's just not. It doesn't probably
Yeah.
even belong.
It seemed like they
But
don't go together.
they don't go together. But this person using their three-man team found a way to synergize these three characters with the tagging in and tagging out, assist and everything that goes with that three-man team. So I referencing our Ultimate versus Capcom 3, Project L looks like it's gonna have that longevity where it's gonna finally come
Yeah.
out. And once it comes out, people are gonna be playing it 10 years after it comes out because of the replay value of it and the infinite custom combos. Like you're never gonna know the matchup. And I love that.
I mean, are
I
you
love that
sure?
about a
Because
game.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a whole bunch of videos that show, the peak combos for each character, like the second day that it's out.
But
You know.
I say that like this though. I say it like this though. Project L is that's League of Legends, right? They take
Hmm.
League of Legends and turn to a fighting game.
Yep.
Okay, so how many characters are in League of Legends that they can port over into the game and make a fighter?
I don't know, like a million.
Right. So they're probably not going to do all million of them. But we're probably going to get a decent roster, like a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 roster of characters for Project
Yeah,
L.
something like
I can see that.
30, 40, 50 people, something like that.
Oh, you're, with the amount of characters that's in League of Legends and the way that they're taking their time giving us this game, which I understand because I think they're gonna actually a lot of people are gonna like have full-time jobs. Once this game comes out, people in the Project L company are gonna be working for this job like full time. Like people are gonna like retire from Project L. I think that's why they're taking their time with it. Because think about it, the amount of characters that's in League of Legends, right? League of Legends is still going. It's still a friend. It's still a corporation. It's still a multi-million-dollar corporation. These people got salaries, six-figure salaries that they're making off of just that game. Then they're going to make the fighting game version of League of Legends, and they're going to probably, keep that server up for a good 8-9 years, right? And so, with that said, I can see over a period of maybe 8 years of Project L after it comes out, a big roster. I wouldn't say 100 characters because that's just too many characters for a fighting game. But look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the roster. That's a lot of
Yeah.
characters on Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
I think it's
So I can
MVC2 has what, like 40 people on
60
it?
something, 60 something,
Wow.
right? It's like 60 something characters on Marvel vs. Capcom 2. 3 is probably like 40 something. But League of Legends, Project L, I believe they're going to grab some of the best, most popular characters. They're going to do polls, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get opinion polls from audiences, and people are going to cry and whine about give me this person, give me that person. But they're just not going to give you everybody. There's just no way.
Well, and
Listen,
also they're not going to give you everybody out the gate.
they can't give you everybody because of the cost for each one character, right? To
Yeah.
design one character is I don't know how much it costs the exact amount because it varies, but it's very expensive to design one character for a fighting game. To give that character a move set, the mocap, the actor that you got to use to do the mocapping, all that stuff, you got to pay for just one character. Is a fee. It's a hefty fee.
Yeah, because
So
there's a
with
lot of
that,
man hours behind it.
there's a lot of man hours behind one character. So you got to think of that when the audience, the spoiled audience, says, "I want this, I want that." You got to understand the logistics behind giving you this one character. So I see that the RPG itself, which is simpler to just throw another sprite out there that you can play with because there's not a lot. A team of people can develop a bunch of RPG characters faster than they can a fighting game character because that fighting game
Yeah.
character, all of the fight mechanics, the body mechanics, the skeleton, the testing, all that stuff got to happen before the character even comes out or is even introduced to us. And you see, they said they 30% done with the big girl with the tentacle
What's her name?
attacks.
Alawi.
Alawi, right? She's only 30% done, and look at what she can do at 30%. So let's imagine what she's going to actually be at 100%, and
Man,
that's just
bruh.
Malawi. That's just Alawi. What about the rest of the roster that they got to give us? So you got to think if it's taking them that long just to get her ready, Alawi, the big girl with the tentacles, and she's 30% done. And the little kid, what they've shown us so far, with the big guy with the axe, with the girl with the the little dude with the knife, the little thief looking guy, the little black kid with the knife, all of this, what they've shown us so far, even those characters ain't 100% done.
Yep.
So imagine porting all of the characters over to League of Legends. It's not going to happen, but they are going to grab the all stars of the game. I don't play League of Legends. I don't know anything about League of Legends, just like I didn't know anything about Dungeon Fighter Online. I like the way DNF Duel looked, so I jumped on it and started playing it. I don't know anything about Dungeon Fighter Online. The story, the lore, the characters.
Me neither.
They got another character that's gonna drop. It's called Spectre. I don't know anything about Spectre.
She looked kind of sweet.
She looked dope, but but they haven't shown no gameplay. But I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna test every character out on DNF Duel because I don't know anything about the lore. I've never played DFO. I've never heard of DFO until DNF Duel came out. I've never heard of that. That was a whole a world that I never even was a part of that existed that I never knew existed until DNF Duel came out. So with League of Legends, that's another game I don't play, don't know anything about. I don't know anything about the lore as far as the RPG, the MMORPG that it is. But knowing that it has this big, big lore of roster characters, I cannot imagine a fighting game porting all those characters and trying to implement them into a tag system. That is too much. But I can see a big roster over time, even still at the 8-year mark or the 6-year mark. If they haven't given us the part 2 of Project L2, at the 6-year mark, it's still not going to be 100 characters because it's just too much money to design one character and too many man out.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that we see just as far as being drawn is probably gone through like 10 or so revisions just to start doing concept art.
Right. It's just a process. And we see, at least, they're giving us real time as they can give us insider look at how they creating this game. And then they go in dark for 8-9 months.
Yeah.
But we see during the 8-9 months that they went dark on us and came back and showed us this clip, we see how tedious this process is and how hold on, my bad. Hold on a second.
You good.
But we see the process that takes even with the budget. It's not like they broke. They got the money.
Riot Games got some dough.
They got the money.
Like I've been
I'm
to the
talking about they got
offices
the
and
money,
stuff.
they got the resources, they got the manpower, but it's still taking time because it's not about because at some point you can have everything you need and there's still something holding you back, which is time, right? You can have the manpower, you got the coders, you got the programmers, you got the money, you got the facility. Everybody got everything they need, and it's still taking them 6-7 months to create something because that is just the process. And it's only
True.
24 hours in a day, and you only working 12 of those hours. So I'm just saying, like, people are not working around the clock on Project L. They go to work and they go home, right? And they deal with it when they go back to work in the morning. Some take some work home, like whatever, depending on how like important level of importance certain things are. They take some homework home and do some programming at the house because when you're a programmer, you don't really have to be in the office. But for the most part, you can bet that the people that work at Project L go home and punch out and they don't touch the gameplay, come back in the morning. These things take time. Right.
But
so with that said, I like what I see. I have nothing negative to say. I'm anxious to get a demo or some type of beta where I can at least touch it and see what it feels like, so I can give a more in depth. Because now that I see it, I want to play it, and I want my gamer brain to turn on when I play it. Because once I touch the game, I can better explain it to people what they're going to get into. Like just get my hands on it, and I can break the whole thing down and tell you what the game is, how it's going to feel, and what you're probably going to be dealing with and putting up with, and how the mechanics work. Like I might not be super good at it, but I'll at least understand the concept of it, because I just when I play games, I play them different from everybody else. I'm having fun. I'm also I'm experiencing the game completely different than the average person is.
Mm, word up, word up. Now, on my end, I don't want to jump out mad early and be like, this is gonna be some game of the year type stuff.
Nah, it ain't gonna
But
be that.
bruh, they got look, they got one of my non-negotiables, which is air block. Now, of course, I do let there is one old game that I let slide for the air block, and we all know what it is.
Street Fighter.
But
There's no air block in Street Fighter. A lot of people don't really like. You're so used to playing Street Fighter, you don't really think about it. There is no air block in Street Fighter, and no
yeah,
Street
yeah,
Fighter.
bruh, they got dash. They got the continuous dash where you can like dash dash like right back to. Then they got the run.
Mhm.
They got air
Cancel that.
dash. They got air block, bruh. They got look. They got everything that I'm looking for as far as just basic mechanics, like the basic
Basically,
movement mechanics, which is air dash, um, regular dash, and a run, and also some form of kind of like pushback block, which they have. I can't remember what they call it, but they have like a pushback sort of block. Um, and they have the air block. So yo man, they coming through with the basic mechanics that I expect a game that I play to have. Then at least a fighting game that I probably, and that's why I enjoy Strive the way I do, because it's like Strive has the dash, they got a run, they got an air dash, they got air block. So that's the one that I kind of like mess with heavy. But this, it got all that plus the tag. This game about to be crazy when you start adding in that dynamic save thing they got,
oh yeah, I
bruh.
love that, because
Because
that's your combo breaker.
they even showed you already how you can punish it if you mistime that joint. Like if someone baits you, they brought it's like, and you try to do that dynamic save and they waiting, bruh, it's gonna be crazy.
But
Now,
just to speak to that part right there,
uh huh,
and that little part about the dynamic save, I still like that. At least I like a game that gives me the option.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
if there's a way for my opponent to bait me, I'm cool with that, right? Because then it's up to my own ingenuity and my own ability to capitalize in that moment where you just getting too combo happy. You pressing these buttons and you're not respecting the fact that I can press buttons too. I fight people like that a lot, where they act like I am incapable of hitting them, because they continue to continuously attack. There's no break in there, and if there's a
yeah.
break, it's a quick subtle
Or
break, and
maybe
then
it's
they
they
attack.
feel like if they do break their stride at all, they might, they might miss a
I don't
step or
know.
lose or something.
I don't know what it is or why it is. I just know I love having a tool to humble people, right? I love to humble people during the fight. Even if I'm losing, I could take the L, but the person I fought is blinking red or near death themselves, right? And I'm okay with those losses, because it's like, yeah, I lost because he got the last hit, but his health bar was just as empty as mine. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Yeah.
with taking an L where where our health bars are both low. Like it's rock paper scissors at this moment. Whoever hits the last hit wins, and it's sudden death. I'm cool with that, because it's like, win or lose, you didn't steamroll me, and I'll rather not be steamrolled than to just lose, because losing is not it's levels to lose. You can get perfected, and then you can lose doing your best, and maybe you dropped the controller, maybe your button got stuck, maybe you missed input, something, some little freak thing happened, and it's like, man, I should have won that. These things happen, you can't get them back,
Yeah.
but at least in your mind's like, I lost that fight, but I'm still better than this person that I just lost to. I just lost because I made mistakes, or like football, a lot of teams get penalized a lot, so they lose the game because they get a lot of penalties, not because the team that they playing is better
True.
than. You can bait somebody's combo breaker or dynamic save is what they're calling it, but I'm just gonna call it a combo breaker for right now.
Yeah.
Yes, you can bait that, but I like still having the option
Oh yeah,
to
definitely.
to,
That's
to
another one of
interrupt
my like must have like
to
mechanics.
interrupt your. I think they put a tweet out. Some game page put a tweet out and said, "What's a non-negotiable for you in fighting games?" And I said it. I was like, infinite combos. Like, you got to give me something to break these combos. Like, I don't have an issue with a person getting a combo off, even if they
Yeah,
can
no
extend it
infinites,
to
man.
like, if they can extend it to like 50, 60 hits. I want some damage scaling on that, and I want them to be able to drop that combo to where it can't TOD me, right? Touch of death combos in games are good if can pull them off.
Yeah,
But if
they're
that's
dope for people that are watching you.
yeah, if you can pull off a TOD in any fighting game, I applaud you. But if the game is predicated on TODs for the whole roster, that's not fun because everybody's gonna practice in practice mode, infinite combos, and that's all they're gonna do the whole fight, and you're never gonna get a chance to fight. If they can just hit you one time, and that one hit, as long as they continue stringing the combos together off of the one initial hit confirmed from full life bar to empty life bar, and you haven't landed or fell on the ground, or the combo hasn't reset, they're still going because the game allows for it, not because they're skilled. Because we gamers, we only do what the game lets us do.
True. True
So
that.
your skill is predicated on the developers, options that they give you. So you didn't make this game. So no matter how high level you are in a fighting game, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, whatever your Melty Blood, whatever your flavor is, Skullgirls, you're only as good as the devs let you be because of what they allow the game to do. And I
Yeah.
and so skill to me, it's like there's no such thing as the best in the world. That's why I don't consider myself the best in the world. I'm just the number one guy in the spot playing with Hitman. I play with Hitman. I've won so much and I've ranked up so much. And online and PlayStation, there are no Hitmans above me. You look at every menu, there's three menus. There's the character you're using, everybody using that one character. Then there's the overall wins menu with everybody who's playing with everybody. Then there's the deity rank menu. And if
Hmm.
you go in all three of those menus on the PlayStation and just look at the ranking, I'm at the top, my Hitman. The first character you see is Hitman. As far not the first character you see, the first Hitman you see is me. Right. So you start scrolling, you'll see people at the top. The very first Hitman you're gonna see is me at the top of all those lists. Doesn't
Hmm.
make me the best in the world. Doesn't mean I'm a super pro gamer. Doesn't mean I'm unstoppable. It just means, and I'm so good at using Hitman that I'll beat everybody else using Hitman out, and I'm at the top, and there's a serious gap between me and the rest of the Hitmans where if they tried
Mm.
to come take the throne, they're not going to take it because I'm continuing to add wins to the thing. I'm continuing to rank up, and no matter what they try to do, they've got other people using Hitman. They're never going to catch up to me because I'm going to continue to win and continue to extend that goalpost to where as they win, I win. And there's no way to get in first place for me unless I stop playing. If I stop playing the game, they can catch me. As long as I keep playing, I'm going to stay on top. I'm saying all that to say that DNF Duel devs gave us this game, the options that are there. I was able to capitalize off those things and get to the top. But there's also a way to stop me. There's combo breakers, there's interruptions, there's dodge roll. There's just a skillful guy or girl who's playing who can who run into my hitman and are able to take me down. and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. I'm not salty about it. It's just the game itself has mechanics in it that can stop your infinite combo. Now there's two people who can do infinites right now. It's the Berserker and
Oh yeah,
uh
I forgot about
Striker.
Berserkers.
Berserker and Striker are
Yeah.
and Ghostblade are the three characters that can do infinite combos in this game, provided they got 200 meter and they hit you in the right spot. It's been done on me a lot, but the rest of the roster can't do infinite combos. And these infinite combos that I just mentioned are only from the highest of level of skill players. I don't see them often, so it's not something I have to deal with constantly. I only deal with those infinite combos when I fight certain people using those characters, using Berserker, using Ghost, and using Striker. Certain
Mm.
human beings that I run into on the line will can are able to pull off that infight against me. But the rest of the people, the casual people, even if they got some rank on them, they're not able to pull off the infinite with the character. They always drop the combo, which allows me to escape, and I can, if I don't win, I can at least get some hits off before I lose. But for the most part, they're not doing the infinite. They're not capable of doing it. So where a game may have, where a game, any fighting game may have infinites in the combo, infinites in the game, that if you can pull them off, then great. But the degree of difficulty is so difficult that people just give up trying. Whereas it's in certain games like Battle for the Grid, I can do infinites. I choose not to because it's just like it's boring. It becomes an uncool where I'm pressing all the buttons. I just emptied your whole health bar. Your new character comes in, I hit you right, I got you on another infinite. I just knocked you out, and I'm on a win streak. Like that's not fun. It's not challenging enough for me because as long as I hit you first in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, I got the infinite. If you hit
Yeah.
me first, you got the infinite. And all we're doing is playing, double dutch to see who can pull off the infinite first. That's not fun to
True.
me. Battle for the Grid is predicated on infinite combos. The people who designed that game, it was their intention for people to be able to do that, but they didn't give a defensive mechanic. There's no defensive mechanics in Battle for the Grid. It's all offense. That's what makes Battle for the Grid a bad fighting game. Project L looks like it has everything you need to fight in a fighting game, and it's all about you and your creativity, and I love that.
Yeah, I can't, man. I honestly cannot. I can't be happier right now. Looking at this game, I'm like, yo, look, they coming through. Like they're thinking of a lot of stuff, and Alawi looking good. Like on the low, Alawi is not a character that I would normally choose, but Alawi looking good right now. Like Alawi got me thinking like, yo, let me try, let me see if I can, you know what I'm saying, hold it down with the big jump. Because normally I would be like, well, I mean, you already know, you know what I'm saying, you already know. Your boy, look, come on now, you know your boy Echo gotta get, come on now. We got a brother in there. Brother got the short locks and he looked cool and the fight scene from
it's a
Arcane. Come on now,
it's a
you know
couple
I
of black
gotta
players.
I gotta hold my boy down.
Ain't it a couple of black characters in just in the League of Legends lore, or is it just that one little dude with the knife?
I don't know. Like I
Yeah, I don't
honestly
know.
don't know.
I don't know anything about League of Legends, so because Project L is just the fighting game version of League of Legends, just like
Yeah,
DNF Duel.
it's just kind of like, I guess you could consider it a spinoff maybe.
No, it's the same concept as what DNF Duel is. DNF Duel is the fighting game version of DFO, Dungeon Fighter Online. They're just taking the RPG that people have been playing for years, right? And they're taking the characters on the game, turning them into fighters, and it makes sense to do tag for League of Legends because it's so many characters. I would think if they do a DNF Duel 2, it should be DNF Duel 2 should be a tag game because give us more characters. You got a whole heap of characters in this lore that you can pull from. You do not have to give us every last one of them, but at the very least, give us some characters and make them like DNF Duel is fine the way it is. It doesn't have to be tagged. This I'm saying part two of it should be tag. But if they don't
Mm.
make part two a tag, that's fine. It can still be one on one. But League of Legends or Project L should have. I wouldn't like. I thought it was a 3-on-3 game because there's so many characters, and the characters don't have to have a long move list. Like if you're going to give us a bunch of characters, then you need to give them. Don't give them a bunch of moves because everybody's going to remember that stuff. Like everybody should have at least 4 special moves, right? And they don't have to be like
A little something, something
execute.
they can pull off.
Yeah, they don't have to be executed like DNF Duel where they just forward and back with the buttons. I don't have to do that just because that's how DNF Duel is. But
Yeah.
having 4 special moves where they like, you know, Street Fighter like inputs, forward down forward, half circle, half back, charging.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Like just give the traditional inputs. Charge characters, charge down, charge up, back and forth. You know, give a character that's got a charge move and a half circle quarter move. Like mix it up. Half circle forward, half circle back, full circle. Like all the grapplers should have, 360 circle grappling moves. Like I'm fine with that. Like give us the traditional inputs and don't do the forward and back inputs that we do in a DNF duel because that might be off putting for people. DNF duel
True.
is fine with its inputs forward, back, up and down with the special button. But I think Project L should have inputs where you got to earn those combos because that makes everybody go to the lab and find a team that works for them. You got to get your
Word up.
point man and your tag person. You're gonna have to find a team that works for you, and that may take a minute. You may start playing the game, start mashing buttons, and something works, so you're gonna keep doing it because it works. But that doesn't mean that that's the team you're gonna settle with because new characters are gonna come out, and then you got to team these characters up with each other, and you got to find your synergy. Like that's why I like games like this. I like Marvel vs. Capcom. I like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and I'm thinking I'm gonna like Project L because it's a game that you're never gonna truly master because you haven't tried this combination yet. Like you haven't tried to team these two players up yet. Like you've
Nice.
never see what I'm saying. Like you're gonna have your main team, but if you never try out different combinations, you can never call yourself the best at that game. You just gonna stick with them two mains because it's a 2-on-2 tag battle. You just gonna stick with them two mains, and that's just who you're gonna play with. You're gonna rank up, and you're gonna be high ranked with those two. But if you never explore the roster, you never can call yourself a master because you have not tried another combination of players, 2-on-2, like these two instead of those two, or
Yeah.
this one was teamed up with that one. Like you got maybe you have a main character that you like, one character, but you're gonna have to team that character up with the whole roster and see how the whole roster teams up
Kind of
with
how
that
they
one character.
pair and everything.
Yeah,
Because
you're
like
gonna have to do that,
from
and that's
looks
gonna
of
take
it,
time.
what is it? Jinx doesn't seem to be a character that I dig.
You got to touch
But
it though. You
but
don't
you
know yet.
never know. I could start playing and be like, yo, I really like her. Like I generally don't like gun characters, but I mean, I'm a Faust player. So like, I like kind of like weird. They have to be either like weird or super cool. And like
And
so
Faust is weird.
Echo looks super cool. Faust actually got the hot, you know what I'm saying? He got the hot kicks. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He works for emergency room at Bon Secours, so
he's the doctor you don't want to go to. That's what he is.
but I will say, on the characters, like I don't know the name. So any League of Legends person, please feel free to name all the characters that they're using. But the big guy with the axe, bruh, there's this one scene in like the dev video where Echo goes to like jump in, but he's still relatively far from this dude. Homie
Mhm.
grabs him with the axe. It looks like a, I don't know, command grab maybe, but he grabs him with the axe and slams him on the ground. And in my opinion, he was like out of his, like out of his
Out of his
range. But
striking distance, out of his hitbox.
bruh, that axe ain't no joke. That axe is serious, man. Like, but I'm looking at Echo. He looks dope, and then the Magic Girl. like she looks like she's gonna be a problem. Like she looks like she's gonna be kind of like that Morgan player where it's like she a problem. She doesn't seem like she's gonna be a lot, and then you start, the match starts going, and you like, you know what? I can't keep her off me.
You talking with the girl that shoots the three balls? Yeah.
Yeah, them little like special wizard, balls or something like that. Cause she floats in the air, and then she like crossed them up twice. Then she threw some kind of ball that like went out and came back. I'm like, yeah, she gonna be a problem. So I like these types of characters where it's like it's brand new. Well, for me, I know there's people that's probably been playing League for 10
Right.
years. But for me, these are new, cool looking characters. The art is dope. Of course, we know the art isn't completely finished, but man, this art is dope. Even
They gonna
the
polish that.
yeah, the magic girl even does some move. She did some move on Echo where she like blew a kiss or something like. I'm like, yeah. So they even have like a little bit of playful, like irreverence in this game. So I think this is a game I'm gonna have a lot of fun with. And I haven't played a tag game in a while. Like I haven't. So outside of Dragon Ball, but since I didn't have anyone to play Dragon Ball with, I kind of put it down. But
Right.
we about to get that cross play on that Guilty Gear, so you know the deal. But
Oh yeah.
but back to this, out man, go on and give me cross play, and you've already shown that I have like what tag uh, three versions of tag. Like you got the handshake tag, you got the assist, and then I think there's another tag. So it's like this thing, they definitely thought out their mechanics pretty well.
Right.
And I'm sure they're talking to, like players behind the scenes and stuff. But this thing is shaping up to be a dream for FGC.